1 in 17 people in the UK have a rare disease.
Whilst rare diseases are individually rare, collectively they are common.
A major theme of our research is focused on looking at how we can support people living with rare diseases, their caregivers and the health and social care professionals who support them.
My research idea, it was on improving accessibilities of orphan drugs. Actually in Saudi Arabia, when my son had a rare disease, we were struggling for diagnosis and even to provide appropriate treatment.
That journey to diagnosis involves you and your family and your carers and your healthcare professionals, and there's a toll, a mental, emotional toll that can exist in that, because knowing that you're suffering from symptoms that you don't understand but not being able to put a label to it is a huge deal for people.
This is something called the diagnostic odyssey, but actually patients can wait a lot longer than that, sometimes 10 years or longer, and they can get several misdiagnoses. So one of the things that we really want to prioritise is getting a faster and more accurate diagnosis for patients as early as possible.
I've seen many advances over the years. From where we used to run experiments, we would look at single markers at a time, whereas now we're able to run experiments where we would look at the whole genome.
We're particularly keen to identify genetic biomarkers, that's the inherited biomarkers of disease that we get from our parents, but also teasing out how environmental risk factors can get under our skin to affect the biological risk of developing disease.
This involves some molecular analysis work, and we work really closely with the Northern Ireland Genomic Medicine Centre on this and using cutting-edge genomics technologies like long-read sequencing.
While there are many researchers focused on looking at individual rare diseases, focused on improving the diagnosis or the treatment of a particular rare disease, within our rare disease research focus team at Queen's, we're particularly keen to look at those generic problems.
The aim of this lab is to improve or even to provide patients with rare disease with an appropriate life by working with multidisciplinary researchers, all focus about the rare disease, orphan drugs, and how to improve their lives.
So an element of this work is working with patients in the non-invasive prenatal technologies aspect. So in England and Scotland and Wales, they have access to non-invasive prenatal testing, which we don't have here in Northern Ireland. So we're now starting to explore that and how we can best facilitate that.
And in March 2020, our Department of Health launched a rare disease action plan listing 14 explicit actions to be addressed to improve the lives of people living and working with rare diseases. I'm delighted to say that all 14 of those actions are derived by research that was developed and conducted by researchers at Queen's University Belfast in collaboration with many colleagues.